in cross-training facilities.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually still have copies of the plan sitting in my house.
Well, you know what? That's going to be something that they're probably going to use full force with this NLE-09 exercise coming up at the end of July into August, I think the first week of August. And we're talking about the first ever terror drill that's quote-unquote preventative. A terrorist attack happens overseas, and we're going to be doing this drill not only in FEMA Region 6, Texas, and other states, but with the United Kingdom, Australia, Canada, Mexico, private forces, all tribal governments, all local governments, all state governments, and all federal government agencies. So it doesn't shock me that the UN is heavily embedded in our military facilities when this is about global government and a global takeover. Anything else, John?
Yeah, I just one more question. I actually sent you an email on MySpace, and I was wondering if you or Alex had ever had a chance to talk to somebody named Jello Biafra. He's actually the ex-lead singer of the Dead Kennedys.
No, I would love to talk to the ex-lead singer of the Dead Kennedys. I actually saw the Dead Kennedys play a couple years back. It wasn't their band. It was the Dead Kennedys playing with Serge Tankian of System of a Down on his solo tour. So I'm not sure if the lead singer was there, but the entire band was there. And you're kidding me? I'd love to talk to him. I haven't seen that email. Try to shoot it to me again at myspace.com/Jason Bermas. I thank you for the call, John. Carl in Texas, you're on the line. Yes, Carl.
Can Luke talk about the $100,000?
Oh, look who it is. It's the stalker Sally. Oh, it's the princess. It's the not-so-pretty little princess, Stalker Sally. There he is. He has to always call in under a separate name because he can't help it. There's no $100,000, you moron. Are you out of your mind? I mean, seriously, I know that you're fat. I know that you're retarded. I know that you have some sort of a mental illness. But you'll believe anything somebody types up or says on some small little radio show that 12 people listen to. You love to jump on that stuff because that's your life.
What do you care
because
to
your life,
comment on that?
no, your life is pathetic.
What do you care to
Your family
comment on
doesn't
that?
care about you. I mean, your wife's probably screwing the mailman. Let's be honest.
You're wrong.
And your
You're wrong.
kids.
You're wrong.
I mean, they have the unfortunate, the unfortunate situation of having you as their father. I mean, my dad wasn't the best, buddy, but he was about 1,000 times better than you. And I mean, I feel bad for them. They're growing up in complete ignorance. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. I mean, could you have a worse Southern drawl that makes you sound more ignorant? You probably couldn't. I thank you for the call, idiot. All right, let's go to Chris in Florida. Chris, you're on the line.
Isn't
yes, sir.
Troy? Go, Troy. Troy.
Whatever. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, that's what I thought his real name, but the original started using so long ago. So didn't somebody find out about him being a used car dealership, and I don't know. Anyway, but I was calling. Didn't We Are Change, and weren't you the ones? And by the way, I'm a member of the Tampa We Are Change meetup group here. Mm-hmm. Didn't We Are Change initiate begin the tea parties?
What was that about? We Are Change and the tea parties?
Weren't you the guys who began the tea parties, and was it run Campaign for Liberty?
Although, no, even before We Are Change, before Campaign for Liberty, but definitely members of both organizations have attended such tea parties. But I remember Carol Brule, who is another, victim's family member out in California. She is the one, I'm pretty sure, that started the 9/11 Truth tea parties back in either 04 or 05, where they actually had a large 9/11 Commission book with huge holes in it, and I've attended a couple of these where they throw it into the San Francisco Bay. So those tea parties actually predated the Ron Paul Revolution and really predated WeAreChange.org. Or Luke, have you ever been to any of these tea parties?
Yeah, I've been to the initial one that started in Boston, and that was a great event. The Boston Tea Party, where we threw the commission report into the river. That was a really great event.
What was that? 05 or 06?
I think that was 06, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know the dates exactly, but I remember being there, and it was a pretty good event.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Manny? Have you ever been out to any of these tea parties?
Yeah, it was the 06. It was the event in 06. It was the Boston Tea Party. It was fantastic. I'll tell you that there was a lot of discussion even then about what we know. And that conditioning that we've been part of since birth. There's a classical conditioning that's taking place, really to get us away from, that critical thought. And, it concerns 9/11. It concerns so many other different issues. But yeah, the Boston Tea Party started. We threw the, these crates of foam commission report books. But ultimately, these are the type of things, once people become just a little bit aware, just a little knowledge, people want to learn more. And right now, what it comes down to is there's so much to know about what happened to my uncle. And there's so much to know about what happened to all the first responders that are dying today. And it takes a lot. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. But ultimately, if people are dedicated and people really want to bring, the justice that's due, but also to bring to their lives, to bring to their families, to bring to their friends, something more than just what we're living every day. I mean, I'll walk in Times Square and people, there's lights everywhere, and when we're handing out flyers at even Times Square, I'm giving them information, and it's like, look around you. I say, look around you. I say, do you really think that any of this is real? This is lights. This is corporations. This isn't what happens. I lost a loved one who was murdered. And what it comes down to is there's got to be justice for that. There has to be, how did we come to this where we don't even know, so much of what happened during that event. 8 years later, it's going to continue for the rest of our lives until we get to that justice. And I just want to say I'm so appreciative of, Jason, what you've been doing over the years, what Luke's been doing. And both of you guys are inspirations. There's so many other family members that are inspirations. And, let's just continue this. I mean, the momentum is building, and don't stop. Just don't stop.
I agree. We have to keep on keeping on. And, you want to do something out there, you got a question on how you can be the change you want to see in the world, well, email dan@wearechange.org. Start your own chapter of We Are Change. You don't even have to be a member of We Are Change. Arm yourself with that camcorder and an intelligent thinking mind, one capable of critical thought. It's the Infowarrior with Jason Bermas, final segment with the We Are Changers after this.